Hello friends, myself Chetan Garg. I am master teacher here at Vedantu. I welcome you all to our RMO flashback series. In today's lecture, we will be discussing question number 1 and question number 2 of year 1993, right? And before discussing, I'll give you one information that currently here at Vedantu, we are running pre-RMO, RMO and INMO batches. Those who have not cleared pre-RMO or have not appeared for pre-RMO yet, they can simply visit our website olympiad.vedantu.com. Here we have provided each and every information regarding the pre-RMO exam and the batches that we are currently running for pre-RMO, right? And those who have already cleared pre-RMO, we will simply enroll you to RMO batch, and those who have cleared RMO, we will simply enroll you to INMO batch, right? All you need to do is just mail me your name, contact number, your address, your class, and the proof that you have cleared either of these exams on this email ID, right? Those who have cleared pre-RMO, we will simply enroll you to RMO batch, and those who have cleared RMO, we will simply enroll you to INMO batch, right? Okay, so let's start our session. This is the first question of year 1993. This seems to be a question of geometry, right? And those of you who have not solved this question, I'll really encourage you to please just pause the video and solve this question. And if you still are not able to solve this question, then you can come again and watch the solution, right? Okay, let's proceed with the solution. The question says that ABC is an acute angled triangle and CD is the altitude through C, right? And if AB is 8 and CD is 6, then we need to find the distance between the midpoints of AD and BC, right? So this is the question. Let's draw the diagram first. This is the diagram, right? ABC is a triangle, right? And CD is perpendicular from C on AB, right? And we need to find the distance between the midpoints of AD, that is E, and the midpoint of BC, that is F, right? We need to find this EF distance, where E is the midpoint of AD, right? Okay, let's we will solve this question by two methods. Okay, let's take a look on the method 1. In both the methods, we will be doing a little bit of construction, right? So this is the method 1 of this question, right? And let's say again assume this is point E and this is point F, right? So we have done a construction. Let's say we have extended this BA side, extend BA to G such that kya, this AG, this is nothing but this is equals to BD, right? So this BD is AG. तो हमने BA side को extend किया till a point G such that this BD is nothing but that is equals to AG, right? And then join GC. Then we have joined G with C, right? Okay, now if you consider okay, this is a right angle triangle, right? Okay, clearly BD is equals to GA. So can I say that this will imply that this GD, that will be nothing but how much? GD will be nothing but that will be AB, right? GD will be nothing but AB, and that was given to be 8, right? And CD was given to be how much? CD was given to be 6, and that will imply according to Pythagoras theorem that GC will be nothing but 10, right? By Pythagoras theorem simply, right? And one thing we can also say that E is the midpoint of DA, that was given in the question, and DB is clearly equal to AG as per our construction. So we can say that E is midpoint of how much? This BG also, according to our construction, E is the midpoint of BG, and F is the midpoint of what? F is the midpoint of BC. So according to midpoint theorem, these two things will imply what? That EF is nothing but parallel to GC, right? And in fact EF is how much? Half of GC, and we have already found GC, so this will imply that EF is nothing but 5, right? So little bit of construction and we are done, right? So that's an easy question as far as again RMO level is concerned. So let's take another look at method 2 of this question, right? So this is method 2 again for the same question, right? Let's say ABC is a triangle and CD is perpendicular to this, right? And the midpoint of D is E and this is let's say F, right? Again we have made some construction. Let's assume G is the midpoint of AC. Let G is the midpoint of AC, right? So clearly as you can say that GF will be parallel to AB, right? GF will be parallel to AB because G and F are both the midpoints, right? And similarly we can say that EG will be parallel to how much? CD, because E and G both are midpoints of the triangle ACD. So this will imply what? Angle EGF, that will be 90 degree, right? So this angle is 90 degree, right? And this will also imply that EG is nothing but half of CD, and this will imply that GF is nothing but half of how much? AB, right? Why? Because of midpoint theorem. And I hope ये सबको पता होगा ना. Midpoint theorem states that in a triangle if we join the midpoints of two sides, right, so that will be parallel to the third side and half of its length. So that will imply that EG is nothing but how much? Half of CD, which was 6, so that will be 3. And again GF will be half of कितना था? Half of AB था, right? And AB was given to be 8, right? AB was 8, so GF will be nothing but 4, right? So this whole thing will imply that EF is nothing but under root of 3 square plus 4 square, again by Pythagoras theorem, so which is nothing but 5. Okay, we need to find the value of EF, that comes out to be 5, right? So again this method 2 is also very easy, है So this question, in fact this question can also be done with the help of one or two more methods, right? But these are the easiest method that I can figure out, right? Okay, so let's move to the second question of year 1993. I hope ये question first आपको clear हो गया होगा, है ना? We have discussed two methods for this question, right? Let's move to question number 2 of year 1993, right? So this seems to be a question of number system. Again, if you have not solved this question, please take a good time to at least go through this question, है ना? Try it. If you still are not able to solve it, come again on the video, you can watch the solution, right? So the question states that we need to prove that tens digit of any power of 3 is even. Okay, for example 3 power 6 is 729. Okay, its 10 digit is even, है ना? Okay, let's take a look on some powers of 3. 3 cube is 27. Alright, this is even. 3 power 4, that is nothing but 81. Again this is even. 3 power 5, that is nothing but 243. Again this thing is even. 3 power 6, as it was given, 729, so that is also even. Okay, so this seems to be true, that we need to actually prove that the tens digit of any power of 3 will be even, right? Okay, so let's consider any power of 3 which have at least 2 digits, right? Okay, so that means let's consider 3 power n, right, where n is greater than 2, right? Because if n is 2 or less than 2, then the number of digits will be only 1, right? Okay, let's assume the last 2 digits of the power of 3 power n as AB. Okay, let's assume last 2 digits of 3 power n as AB, right? B will clearly be odd, है ना? B will clearly be odd because it's power of 3 only, है ना? Okay, my writing is not that good, so please try to listen what I am saying, right? So let's consider the next power of 3 power n, that is, let's consider 3 power n plus 1. How we will get 3 power n plus 1? In fact, the tens digit of 3 power n plus 1, we will simply multiply AB by 3, right? Okay, now what is the unit digit of any power of 3? 3 power n unit digit will simply belong to how much? It can be 1, it can be 3, it can be 5, or it can be 7, right? Which unit digit? Unit digit of 3 power n. So the value of b will be either 1 or 3 or 5 or 7. Okay, let's divide this into two cases. If b is 1 or 3, and the next case when b is nothing but 5 and 7. Okay, I'm sorry, here it is 9, right? Okay, I write 5 in the flow, right? So that's the possible unit digit of 3, right? 1, 3, 9 and 7. Let's consider two cases. In first case the unit digit will be 1 or 3, and in the second case the unit digit is either 9 or it is 7, right? Now if you multiply in this case when the unit digit is 1 and 3, then this first digit is a single digit. It will be either be 3 or it will be 9. Now if a is odd, then this tens place will be odd, right? Because it is being multiplied by 3, right? Now if a is even, then this tens place is even, right? So in that particular case, this entirely depends on the value of a, right? What is a? If a is odd, then this 10 place will be odd. If a is even, then this 10 place will be even. And again, subsequent power of 3 will follow from the same logic, right? Now if we consider this thing, when the unit digit is either b or either 9 or 7, if we multiply by 9, we will get 7 here, and the carry will be 2, right? If you multiply it by 3, there will be 1, but again the carry will be 2, because 7 into 3 is 21, right? Now this place is again 3 times a plus 2, right? It will be the 3a plus 2, and again if a is odd, this tens place is odd. If a is even, then this 10 place is also even, right? So as we have seen in all these 4 cases, when the unit digit is 1, 3, 9 or 7, the tens place is entirely dependent on a. If a is even, then that will be even. If a is odd, and then that will be odd. And in fact, by the same logic, the next power of 3 will follow the same pattern, right? So find out find a single power of 3, which is of at least 2 digits. If the tens place is odd, then the subsequent tens place will also be odd. If the first 10 place is even, then the subsequent tens place will be even only, right? So since 3 cube is nothing but that is equals to 27, and it has an even number at the tens place, so our a is even in the first case, and the subsequent in all the other power of 3, the subsequent tens place will also be even, right? So that in this way we have proved that any power of 3 will have a tens digit of as even, right? तो आई होप ये प्रूफ समझ में आ रहा होगा सबको, ठीक है? अगेन मैं एक बार फिर से रिपीट कर देता हूँ. लेट्स फर्स्ट आइडेंटिफाई द यूनिट डिजिट ऑफ 3. दैट विल बी either 1, either 3, either 9 or 7, right? Now let's consider the last 2 digits of 3 power n and assume them to be a, b, right? The subsequent power of 3, that is 3 power n plus 1, that will be found when ab is multiplied by 3. Now we have made here 2 cases in which unit digit is either 1 or 3, and the second case in which unit digit is either 9 or 7. Why 2 cases? Because in this case there is non-carry, there will be a carry of, in this case there will be a carry of 2, right? As we have seen that in both the cases the subsequent tens digit entirely depends on whatever be the tens digit in the first place. If it is even, then it continues to be even. If it is odd, then it continues to be odd, right? So we have found the tens digit of 3 cube. This is even. Then the subsequent power of 3 will also have an even tens digit, right? So that's how we have proved this part. Okay, so that's it from our today's session, right? Today we have discussed question number 1 and 2 of year 1993. We will meet you in the next session. In the next session we will be discussing question number 3 and 4 of year 1993, right? So, and before ending the session, again I'll give you the information that I have already given at the starting of the session also, right? Those who have cleared pre-RMO or RMO, they please simply mail their name, class, contact number and address and proof of clearance of these exams on this email ID. I'll enroll you to the respective RMO or INMO batch, right? So thank you. Bye bye. Take a very good care of yourself. See you in the next session. Bye bye.